Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about improve individual capacity building. My presentation applies knowledge learned in Module 1, Foundations of Reflective Practice, and Module 2, Factors Influencing Leadership Capacity and Effectiveness. In my presentation, I will share my personal experiences, figure out key points and strategies based on many lectures, required readings, forums, and discussions. In addition, according to what I learned in Module 1 and 2, I will do reflections and outline what I will improve in the workplace in the future with effectively applied theories, modules, frameworks, and strategies of individual capacity building. There are two main contents in my presentation. The first one is reflective practice. The second one is improve leadership capacity and effectiveness. In the first part, Covier and Klein in 2016 collected data and analyzed the candidates' regressive thinking ability during the 2-year course preparation. They found that the best performers were also the most reflective students. In the analysis, Covier and Klein used Vallis regression thinking orientation as an analysis framework. I think this framework is an effective tool to help principals predict and solve the complex problems and challenges they will eventually face. Here is Vallis framework. The first one is technical reflection. For school leadership, it means that what leaders read, like references. It's abstract and generalized. In my personal experiences, I worked in an international school 2 years ago. The school leaders in that school didn't read many reflection references and did not take serious on the technical reflection. So in the future, if I become a school leader, I will continue to learn and will not stop reading articles about leadership and reflective leadership. The second one is reflection in or on action. For school leadership, it's about leaders' own reflection. What principals did in the past? What principals need to do in the future? The principal of the school where I used to work did report every month, told in detail about his work in the past month and his goal for the next month. This is a good way to help teachers, students, and parents understand the course and the school development process and clarify goals. In the future, I will also pay attention to reflection in action, and I will increase the frequency of reflection. Every Friday, I will reflect on the work done in the past week and what I need to do in the next week. The third and fourth one, personalistic reflection and deliberative reflection. When leading and making decisions, the principal is optimized to using the method which he is familiar with. But I don't think there is any leadership styles can cope with different situations. So I will continue to learn different leadership styles and use the most suitable method when facing different situations. The last one, critical reflection. The principal needs to reflect on his moral leadership from time to time. In the international school where I worked before, there was a student who cannot perform intense physical exercise. In the first semester of physical examination, these students got 0, which seriously affected the students' motivation to study. Therefore, the principal conducted a moral reflection. In the second semester, the principal set up a manual course for students who were unable to take the physical examinations and exchanged the scores of manual course for the scores of PE scores. This has greatly improved the students' enthusiasm of learning. In the future, I will not set up one teaching module, but a variety of courses to suit different students. Now, you can take a few minutes a few times to think about the work you have done before, whether you have reflected on your leadership from the above 5 aspects. Ontario has established a leadership strategy to cultivate the highest quality leadership in schools and school boards. The goals of this strategy are attract the right people to the principalship, help principals and vice principals develop into the best possible instructional leaders. Now we know the importance of the reflection and get a right principal in the school. Let's take 30 seconds to think about how can we practice reflection. Carvier and Klein in 2016 offered these 6 strategies for reflective practice, including journal writing, reflective dialogue, problem solving, case study, in-basket activities, policy roundtables, self-assessment. In addition, according to the video which is provided by Professor Poor, the author indicates that the notion of self-awareness and reflection are so widely associated with change processes that they could almost be considered truism. Because of the presentation's time is limited, I will focus on self-assessment. According to the content of the main lecture, we'll learn that there are 4 areas in self-assessment, which are optimism, proactivity, resilience, self-efficacy. I think the most important thing I should reflect and improve is self-efficacy. In my previous work, I occasionally faced changes and complex situations with a negative attitude and could not manage effectively and actively. In the future, I will actively self-efficacy, maximize the challenges of the change, and face and manage with determination. In Module 1A, I learned a lot of knowledge. Among them, I think Valley's framework is very meaningful. It provides strategies to help me improve reflective leadership, promote my reflective thinking, allow me to reflect on my work from multiple perspectives, and help me understand clearly how should I develop reflective leadership in the future. In Module 1B, I gained 6 strategies for reflective practice, which helped me practice reflections. In part 2, improve leadership capacity and effectiveness. I learned many knowledges in module 2, including reflective leadership, leadership effectiveness, effective relational communication, leadership development and performance appraisal, ethical leadership and ethical perspectives. Due to the limit time, I will focus on those two key points. The first one, school leaders equals managers plus leaders. And the second one, ethical leadership. Dressdale and other authors in 2016 indicate that successful principals need to dare to make changes and balance the roles of leaders and managers. In my opinion, school leaders are a combination of managers and leaders, and there is no clear boundaries between the management and the leadership roles of principals. Successful principals can flexibly switch between these two roles or change the two roles. The principal of the school where I worked before paid more attention to the development of the role of leader. He delegated all the tasks that need to be managed to the vice principal. In other words, the principal sets the school's goals, but all specific implementations is the job of the vice principal. This causes the principals to be unfamiliar with the school's specific business. Dressdale and other authors in 2016 built a conceptual framework called the total role concept, which outlined these various leadership and management roles used by leaders. The first one, core, means school leaders regulations. The second one, expected, means leaders support. Both of them are management. The second one, argumented, means principles belief. The fourth one, potential, means opportunities. Both of them are leadership. After studying Module 2, I learned that the principle should be a combination of the leaders and managers, and they should not separate the two roles. In my future work, I will use this framework to combine the role of leaders and managers. Bachama and Brains in 2014 pointed out that ethical leaders in these learning communities were divided into 4 roles: communication, collaboration and support, conflict management, change and innovation management. Wisdom in 2014 indicated that moral leadership including justice, care, harmony, courage. According to my experience, I think strong communication and conflict management are the things I need to improve most. My principal is very good at thinking from the perspective of others, showing a positive attitude when dealing with conflicts among colleagues and uses strong communication skills to resolve conflicts. In my previous work, I took a negative attitude towards colleges conflicts. I was not good at communicating with others and expressing my own ideas. This was not conducive to improving my ethical leadership. After studying Module 2, I understood the importance of the moral leadership. From those aspects, I will improve my ethical leadership from the above aspects in the future. These are my references. Thanks for your time.